I'm yelling at myself.
I know.
I'm yelling at myself because streaming and recording do not sound the same.
No, they do not. That's what an astute observation, Sherlock.
Look, I saw
Dr. Watson, your co-host.
I'm the murder victim.
Welcome to Walk Without the Talk. I'm your co-host, Justin.
I'm your host, Jacob.
And, so, before we go any deeper into this, I want to address that we are indeed in the end times. The plague has come upon earth.
It's fucking done, man.
Ye of little faith, be scattered to the winds, for thy shall know the Lord's fury. Amen.
I'm fucked.
But in all seriousness, before we go any further, I do want to address the, this is basically a mini PSA at the beginning of this. So we here at Walk Without the Talk understand that the threat that the, coronavirus, poses. We understand that it has sadly taken the lives of, multiple people across not just the nation, but the world. We do not want to disrespect the people that have lost their lives to this, and we understand that it is a very dangerous thing that needs to be handled very seriously. On that note, I want you all to understand that if there's anything that my father taught me, is that you get through hard times through dark comedy. So don't take any jokes that are made here very personally. Also, for the love of God, if I found out any of you dumbasses shank your neighbor to get a roll of toilet paper, so help me God, I'm going to beat some holy justice into all of your asses. So what's going on today, Jacob?
All of my fort materials are gone at Walmart. They took all my shit forts.
So what do we got going on in the background today?
Well, I'm eating some mint Oreos.
Yes.
Then I was gonna go from there because I don't fucking know right now because I'm really hungry.
Hi, hungry. I'm Justin.
Hi, Justin. I'm Dad.
Hi, Dad. I'm Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa. I'm deaf.
I've
It's
been
your time.
expecting you.
It's your time.
I thought I saw you on the beaches of Normandy.
I was watching a view then, yes.
You were the man with those supple hamstrings that was riding around on that bike in the background.
That was me, but you sick stage motherfucker. I saw what you did to them. You evil man.
What happened on that beach stays on that beach. Those were Nazis. They deserved it.
Silence.
Their corpses deserve no rights. What I did to those corpses was perfectly fine. They were Nazis.
They hated Jews, so I hated their buttholes.
At what point is it morally okay? Like, is there ever a point that you could do something absolutely disgusting to Nazis where it's like, no, you're in the wrong? Or does it never matter because they're Nazis? Like, it's okay. They're the only group of people you can do literally anything to because they're Nazis.
It depends on the level of Nazi, right? You know what I mean by that is...
Because, people forget that the Nazis, that wasn't just all of Germany. The Nazis were a political group, just like the Democrats and the Republicans. The Nazi Party was a political group. That was the party that was in control of the government at that time.
I also feel to some degree not all Nazis had the belief of Nazis, and they were just like, war, oh shit.
Because so I believe what you're getting at is that not everyone that was under the Nazi Party followed the anti-Semitic beliefs.
Yeah, I think it's shittier to be a Nazi nowadays than it was.
Because, here's the thing. Valkyrie was a thing. Do you know the story of Valkyrie? Valkyrie was basically the group of Nazis that tried to kill Hitler. They were Nazis that tried to kill Hitler because Valkyrie was this group of Nazi leaders, and they were like, all right, Hitler is such a bad decision maker.
Hitler's the worst Nazi.
They were like, Hitler's gonna run us into the ground with all these stupid decisions he's making. So we're gonna assassinate him, then try to get some peace treaties, handed out so we can at least stabilize ourselves. Then we'll go back to trying to expand the Third Reich.
Damn, Hitler was such a bad Nazi that other Nazis didn't want to kill him.
Yeah, it was. Valkyrie was a legitimate. It was. And then, of course...
How do we always get back to Hitler and Nazis?
I don't know. But and here's the thing. Not a lot of people remember this, but France, was the only country in World War II that had a, underground civilian resistance against the Nazi regime. There was a resistance, movement of civilians in Germany. Like, there was German citizens that rebelled against the Reich. Granted, it was a significantly smaller amount than the number in France. France is like, whenever people think of underground, rebellions that were against the Nazi regime, people always think of France first. Because they were like, from what I understand, the biggest one. They were like the biggest collection of civilians that were like, hey, we're going to fight back against, the Nazi Empire. There's our history lesson.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, I don't know too much about Nazis like you do, but I will let you continue talking as I set up something to do in the background.
Trust me, I do not believe that I know the most about Nazis in Paducah, Kentucky.
Have you met Nirvana's biggest fan?
Well, let's just say we have a certain resident that I know for a fact knows way more than me.
Man, I feel like we know some underground Nazis. Just saying. I'm not saying we know they're Nazis. I'm saying we know
what's
people.
Worse, Nazis or neo-Nazis?
That one.
You think neo-Nazis are worse than Nazis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Neo-Nazis are like modern day.
Yeah, I think those are worse.
Right.
Because I feel like Nazis back then didn't have a choice. I mean, some of them obviously were like, yeah, fuck them, but to an extent, I feel like if you went out of your way to shit on anything or go against, I feel like you were fucked up.
Okay, so it was. I see what you're saying, because so you're basically saying the traditional Nazi Party was one thing because it didn't start off with such. From what I understand, granted, any of you all that know more about this, feel free to correct me in the comments. But
or go worth.
But from what I understand, the Nazi Party did not start out being so anti-Semitic and, being extremely hateful as it ended up being. That was a slow, well, not slow, but that was a decline into that. Mm-hmm. So there might have been people they joined the Nazi Party. It's like, this seems all right. We're all about improving our country.
Yeah.
5 weeks later, they end up being racist, and I was like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, and at that point, if you go against it, it's like you're probably gonna get murdered.
Well, shit, I gotta make sure that my family doesn't get killed because he thinks we're Jews.
Yeah,
because he had I swear, he had the most inaccurate thing. Like, if your hair was a certain color, if your nose was, if your ears were even a certain length, if you had to wear glasses, I think you were considered a Jew or something.
Ow! That hurt you.
Jacob just. Do you understand how pressure works?
I did. I just didn't realize I was that close to the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
I just shot myself in the mouth with canned cheese.
You were about to say cream.
I was about to say cream cheese. Ew.
But back to original. But so yeah,
let's get off our topic of canned cheese and go back to talking about Nazis and neo-Nazis.
So all right. So so that's your assessment. The neo-Nazis are worse because they're choosing to revolt to resolve back to those ideologies versus the guys that joined the Nazi Party when it was just about improving Germany and didn't know it would devolve into.
Yeah, because if you're Nazi nowadays, it's all about the racism. Like it's not like, oh, maybe they had some good. No, it's like, fuck the Jews and fuck all the rest of them, which is fucked up. But
I have always met extremism with extremism. I have an extreme hate for extremism. You know what they say? You got to fight fire with fire.
Yes. Look at this stock photo I took.
That. It's just like General General Sherman, the Union soldier that just burnt down all of Georgia as he stomped through it during the Civil War. He incinerated an entire state.
I mean...
And there's, like, the running things like, General Sherman did nothing wrong. He should have burned Georgia to the ground a second time. He should have double-tapped that state. Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, I didn't realize that was a thing when I took this picture.
A goat.
There's goat cuddling.
Goat farm tours. Goat cheese. I almost read goat fudge, but that's fresh fudge.
Yeah. I thought it was going to say flesh fudge. And I was like, what?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Kentucky edition.
There was a house right next to this area that looked just like it. We were making jokes about it the whole time.
You're in Tennessee, I'm not surprised.
No, by the way, we're looking at pictures from a trip I just took.
Yeah, Jacob just got back from a vacation, a little mini vacation him and his girlfriend took. And,
we went to Rock Island State Park in Tennessee because, traveling now is the best. Not a lot of traffic.
Despite the fact that it's not exactly the healthiest of decisions.
We went to a state park out in the middle of nowhere.
That's where it strikes.
Better than... Wait, what do you mean that's where it strikes? It's like an airstrike from China.
No, it waits at the shrubs with a knife because that's how people think the virus works.
They're coming for our toilet paper.
Okay,
they're coming for our toilet paper and our milk.
I want to emphasize.
Have you seen people stocking up on milk?
Yes, that's what I was about to get to.
It goes bad, like.
I don't think, panic. Okay, times of crises truly will show you who is just downright. I'm not gonna say it, but they're idiots. All right.
They are.
Who are the idiots? I was going to use another term to describe it, but I'm not going to go that far. But it really does show you who is just absolutely fucking stupid and who isn't necessarily stupid, but they don't, they're a little careless. And then it shows you the people that truly are intelligent enough to understand what they need to be doing, what they should be doing, and the real threat that it possesses. There's like 3 degrees of, there's basically 3, types of people in a pandemic. Self-evaluate yourselves, people, and really take a look at yourselves and just realize, are you within that group of people that stocks up on a product that's going to all at the same time? It doesn't, when you stock up, I want to emphasize this to some of you, okay? When you stock up on things, it doesn't extend, all right? It just go, if I have 2 milk jugs, they last twice the amount of...
But the fact is, I'll be walking through Walmart or like Kroger or something like that, and I'll see the entire can section untouched, and I'm like...
Yes, the preserved...
The thing that's going to last... so much longer.
Did you see that thing where all the sweet tea was gone somewhere, but none of the unsweet tea? What the? We're sweet tea stocking desperate, but we ain't unsweet tea stocking desperate.
I hate people. They're so stupid. But the thing is, we're doing it to ourselves, because like the people who are panicking throw other people into a panic. So
yes,
it's like if the people panicking take all the stuff, then we're not gonna have stuff. So we gotta panic and take all the stuff, and then it's like, well, now where's the stuff for everybody else? Where's the stuff for the people who are actually quarantined and need it and sick? Oh no, fuck them, we're dying anyway. And it's like, what?
Yeah, this proves what we were saying earlier about the fact that mass hysteria and panic has the capability to be able to do way more damage than the actual disease itself. This is like, in all seriousness, everyone needs to realize that they do not need to stack up and like load up on shit that they know is going to turn around and expire all simultaneously. All of it's going to expire in a couple of weeks, all right? All right, the milk, let me address something, all right? During the ice storm of 2009, all right? We made a hell of a lot of good use out of evaporated milk.
Did we?
No, I'm saying my family did. We did.
What?
We got good use out of that because it has like it extremely more, it goes a lot longer before it expires. Because it's preserved in a can.
Yeah.
It's evaporated milk.
They're buying the wrong kind of milk. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I don't blame people for wanting to stock up. It is not a bad decision, but be smart about what you stock up on.
You also have to be mindful. Be careful, because like what I was saying is, certain people don't need to stock up. The people who
Yes. Also,
not everyone needs to stock up.
And this brings something to my attention about the testing, because just recently, they have made it to where the public can start going to get themselves tested to see if they do have the. I keep wanting to say that the technical term, like the scientific term, is the COVID-19 virus. COVID. I don't know why I want to add an R every time.
Corvid?
Yeah, Corvid. Chorus. It's the chorus virus. Everyone wants to start talking in a southern accent. But no, the COVID-19 virus, for those, they started public testing to see if you have it. However, those of you who do not show any symptoms, if you do not have any of the symptoms that the CDC has described for having the virus, do not get yourself tested, because they can only test a certain amount of people within a certain amount of time frame. They only have a certain amount of supplies that they can spend on testing. Those who truly believe that they have it need to be tested first.
It's not even that. You can't now. You have to be showing like almost actual, like
right,
100% proof that you gotta have it.
But
for them to even
earlier this week, the news was like I was watching, because like while I was cleaning the rail yard, I was cleaning the kitchen. The TV was on NBC Nightly News, and they were talking about how they were, warning people, hey, don't everyone get tested at once, because one, not only do we have the manpower to do that, but two, we may not, the supplies, the cost, it costs a lot to actually run the test. So only those that actually show the symptoms, that truly believe, I think I have.
But then it goes back into the panic.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Seasonal allergies. I'm gonna have it. Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's also one thing. If there's anyone that I know, I think I have some of the worst. I have severe reactions to sinuses. All right, I have the situation where during the change of the seasons, going from winter to spring or from spring to summer, I have a hard time breathing. I already have apparently a irregular respiratory system, so believe me, I have that issue. But I do not believe I have the virus, because I have not shown any of the other symptoms. So therefore, I'm not going to waste the time or the resources dedicated to the testing just to make myself feel safer.
See, I know when seasonal shit starts hitting me, I go deaf in one ear and can't breathe at all. So, I mean...
I don't want the virus to take up all of our conversation today, because I want to try to break away from it. I don't want it to absorb all of our life, but at the same time, it's like, how do you avoid it?
I'm this close. You can't see it, but my fingers are really close to getting deployed. Like,
yeah,
my unit keeps talking more and more about it.
Yeah, y'all might, because we have the potential. We have the very likely potential that, if a nationwide quarantine is put into effect, we are most likely looking at a nationwide quarantine being put into effect. Then martial law is going to kick in. Then the National Guard is going to have to start working with city and state PDs to make sure that everyone follows the quarantine. And from what I can understand, this is not slowing down any bit. According to the news, there's only more and more cases. It's only getting worse, so it's almost inevitable. It's almost it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
I find it funny the fact that the panic's happening. People are like, stay away from each other. That's panic and conjugate at Walmart or Kroger's. And it's like...
Well, yeah,
Let's panic about this virus that's easily spreadable and conjugate in one place. Anyway, hey, look, this camera, okay, this picture, right? It's called the Gorge Overlook. You get to see, like, the whole river and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize my camera had this good a zoom. You see this area right here?
Yeah.
Right there? People.
Yeah.
I zoomed in on them.
Yeah, and I also realized that
It's right there.
Oh wow, your camera's good.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that good. Holy shit, I didn't notice that either. Like, you can see all of that.
Holy crap, that's really good. And like,
I
go back to the original point. So that's like this.
That's like right there.
Enhance. I
don't think it goes. Oh, it does. It goes into.
We got him.
It goes into that right there.
Oh, my.
That's what that is.
That's hilarious.
I was sitting there spying on people the whole damn time.
Who was? Oh, that was you. I was.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. Hey, bud. You don't recognize me?
No, you went through those pictures so fast. I was. Oh, by the way, earlier this week, really off topic, but I was at the Dollar General, over there across the street. It was literally
They were taking a photo shoot. And I wanted to get in on it. Oh, sorry. Anyway, continue.
Friday. I went over to the Dollar General, which is the one right over here.
Yeah.
Went into my car. Chris skated by. He was like, "Sup?" And I was like, "Oh, it's that guy." Okay. And then, as I was about to pull out of the parking lot, I just see his ass wipe out.
Yeah.
And he gets up. And he's like, "Damn!" And I'm like, "Ah!" And I just drive off, and just his ass wiped out. Such a squirrel.
It's got back fat.
It's a chunky squirrel.
Look, I was sitting there taking these
Damn
pictures.
his dick.
I like 'em big.
I like him chunky.
But no, I was sitting there taking these pictures, and then all of a sudden he just looks at me. And I was like, oh.
The frames. Hold on, that frame difference. Yeah, go to the one frame back. You can make a meme out of this. It's like when you hear about the first case in Kentucky. That's a meme right there. You have potential to make a meme. The turning squirrel meme. I didn't know that.
ASMR of waterfalls.
Now, we bring you the tranquil ASMR of the Tennessee Rapids.
That's.
We also bring you the native Sasquatch of the Tennessee area. Watch as it majestically wanders
into the camera.
Where'd you go to spot us? Go! Run!
Oh, it's seen us.
Each one right.
She tries to. That's the baby Sasquatch tries to hide in the cave.
Watches it hides back in its cave, waiting for winter to pass.
Watches.
Yeah, just go back to her head, peeking through the hole. What zoom in. What brings you traveling? You wandered near my key.
I don't think they know what's going on. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so this entire time we've been looking through vacation pictures of from Jacob's camera.
My trip, yeah. It was fun. Okay. Oh, bud. We've gone on about Hitler and the virus for 23 minutes. Okay.
So, to divert just a little bit,
I'm eating canned cheese.
yes, you're eating canned cheese. D&D. So, I want to explain to the group how.
Dynamite.
D&D.
Hold on. I punched something and something happened. I punched the table so hard. Okay, continue.
So our D&D campaigns have been canceled. And
postponed. I wouldn't say canceled.
Yeah, not canceled. But postponed. And it's slowly starting to get to us cuz we're a bunch of nerds, all right? And it's just our pastime. It's what we like to do with our whenever we're free.
Look, I think I love D&D a little too much cuz I feel stress relief.
But not only has the D&D thing's been postponed, I'm pretty for sure my re-enlistment is also going to be postponed because of the virus.
Oh, most likely.
So my pastime, my hobby, my career progress, everything that I'm remotely working on. The gyms were closed, so I can't, that significantly crippled my workout routine. Everything that I do, my entire schedule has just everything that is me, everything that I do has been thrown off.
Back to this virus,
damn virus.
I don't know, if anything, this virus is making me more active, and I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm angry at it. But sadly, the virus doesn't have a physical form that I can go throat punch.
I mean, you can go punch somebody with it. Be like, take that virus. Gah! I mean, wait till it's confirmed they're dying, though. Then they'll be like, put me out of my misery. Gladly. Pops fingers. It just beats the shit out of me.
Whip out a police baton. This is not going to be quick, but it is going to be cathartic.
Oh, speaking of D&D, when did you go to church?
I told you, Doyle, the man's got drip. Respect it. He casually walks around with 14 grand in his pocket, and he's in a professor.
I passed by that, and I scared the shit out of Bree because I screamed. I was like, oh my god!
It's Doyle!
We gotta get a picture of it! Go back!
I'm not gonna lie, so far I have figured that Doyle has been a little bit more forgettable. I'm surprised you even remembered his name, because you forgot Chorus's name fairly often, and you forgot Anderson's name fairly often. So I'm surprised that Doyle you somehow remembered.
It's only because I read it. I was like, that's weird. Oh, wait! And it clicked. I was like, Justin, look! I got really fucking excited.
To explain the joke to you all, he basically passed a church that said Doyle Church of God, or Doyle's Church of God, and my D&D character currently, his name is Doyle. I've gone through many characters.
I don't know who I was talking to, but I was like, Jesus Christ, I love D&D. And somebody's like, why? I go, because I'm sitting here playing on my computer, and I get a text on my phone, hey, should we sidetrack going to go kill this big-ass dragon and go fight, like, a king of hell to go free somebody's soul, or should we, like, wait, or what? I'm like, that is a whole-ass question we just got.
I don't think anyone realizes how internally I have just been screaming tears of joy that my boy Narson may be brought back because of a meme. A meme will convince the group to go back and save him. That is poetic justice.
So Sebastian was pushing it, though. So
yeah.
And obviously, I'm just going to go wherever you fucking guys go.
Sebastian out of nowhere comes up with the fucking meme. It's like, we should probably do this anyways. Because we're going to end. Because literally, he was like, we're going to fight Tiamat eventually. So we might as well already go to hell to get Narson.
Yeah, but I don't think we were supposed to fight Tiamat until later when we had, the power of, like, Wish, or, not Wish. We're not probably going to
I'm sorry.
But, like...
Oh, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, but my boy, he might be brought back.
Jay's going to have to rethink this entire campaign.
I bet this... If this actually happens, Jay's going to be like... Internally, he's going to be like, I thought I was done with him. I thought I never had to hear him again. I thought I was finally done with Narson Holtcomb. But little did he know, he shall be brought back. Step 1, free a soul. Step 2, find a way to cast true resurrection.
We're gonna get our fucking 20s taken away from us.
The ones that were given to you.
You didn't give them to us. You just sacrificed yourself for them.
That's how you... What the fuck do you mean? I am strangling you.
Technically, the demon gave them to us. Technically.
It wasn't even a demon. It was a devil.
Devil, demon, they're all red-horned motherfuckers.
No, they're significantly more different.
Coming from
the tiefling.
Coming from the tiefling, I can be racist.
It's not a matter of being racist.
It's like being light skin all the way to Africa.
No, that's like when people say when people call Native Americans Indians, and I say no, Native Americans, not Indians, and they go, I'm not gonna sit here and try to be politically correct. My counterpoint is, it's not a matter of being politically correct. It's a matter of being smart enough to know it's two completely different cultural groups. It's not a matter of being... I'm not a liberal. I'm just smart, all right? There's a difference.
Look.
Quote me on that, public, by the way. I'm not a liberal. I'm just smart. Just in 2020. Despite the fact that...
2021?
Yeah, 2020.
I made you...
You truly are a divination wizard.
Did that fucking bring me just
You even confused me of the time. Oh, did you see where they made another basically time-centered wizard that's like, it's official, you can play it?
Hmm? What is it?
The chronological or chronomancy.
That sounds badass. What is it?
Okay, so
I don't look into the D&D like you guys
a new
do.
book just came out. It came out with 2 wizard subclasses and 1 fighter subclass.
Mm-hmm.
The fighter subclass is called the Echo Knight. It's all about creating these shadowy humanoid copies of yourself.
That sounds badass.
And you can make attacks from their point. So let's say if I'm here and I have a Shadow Knight here, and there's an enemy within melee range of the Shadow Knight, and there's an enemy within melee range of me, and I have 2 attacks, I can use one of them for me to attack this person, and I can use the other attack from my Shadow Knight to attack this other person way over here. It's a battlefield control centered subclass. It's all about controlling the battlefield. No, it's basically like, I don't care where you are, using my Echo Knights, I'm gonna get to you. You're gonna be surrounded. That's the whole premise of Echo Knight. And they made 2 wizard ones. I can't remember the other one, but I know that one of them is chronomancy. It's all about time shit. It's basically saying no to the DM.
I'm looking it up. I'm intrigued.
That's a UA. That's not. Yeah, that's D&D Wiki. That's not. Go to D&D Beyond.
Dun 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 dun. Nope, this ain't it at all.
No, that's not it. Matt, I really don't understand. I know I've seen it before, but yeah, basically in one of the newest books that came out, I'm not gonna lie though, I was really disappointed.
In what?
The fact that a new book came out, not only did it not take any of the UA subclasses that everyone's been begging to be turned into official combat content, but it only came out with 3 subclasses. Xanathar's guide came out with like 3 to 4 for every class. And subclasses significantly change the gameplay. Like
I mean, yeah, I can control what happens.
Yeah, I understand that, like, actual new, like, we got our first new official, like, alright, D&D Beyond has been out for about 5 years, alright? Yeah, that came out in response to this. They are the only ones that have been praised for how they've been, spoiling their customers because of the virus. Did you hear what Pornhub did?
No.
Because Italy was like the first country to go into full quarantine, from what I understand, and they gave everyone in Italy, apparently, Pornhub gave everyone free premium.
I want free premium.
Are you Italian? Give me your best Italian accent.
Spaghetti.
This is the perfect.
It is the perfect. I jump on the turtles.
I'm making the meat pie.
Speaking of
A
turtles.
Turtle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Hilarious and original.
Turtle. Yes.
But basically, it's... Yeah, that right there was...
Yes?
Yeah, that's the one that added...
Oh.
Wah! Yeah, subclasses.
It never changes.
Only 3.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas Xanathar came out with, like, 3 for each class. Now, D&D 5th edition has been out for about 5 years, from what I understand.
Which one? 5th? Is that what you said?
What?
What'd you say? Sorry, I was reading.
5th edition, D&D has been out for about 5 years.
Yes.
We just got our first new actual class.
Oh, yeah, the,
Artificer.
yeah.
That was the first actual new class that was made official content, like legal content.
Yes.
I understand it being a long time before you implement an entirely new class, but it's not that hard to make a bunch of new subclasses.
Well, like you said,
especially when Unearthed Arcana was constantly coming out with stuff that the public was like, we love this. Hey, Swords of the Coast, focus on these subclasses from Unearthed Arcana we love, trim them up to be a little bit more balanced, and make these official. But what do? They come out with 3. 3! Not like the 15 or 16 that are in Xanathar's. Just here, there's Monk. There's Barbarian.
I mean, like you said, subclasses can change up the whole game, and they gotta be semi-careful with what they do. And for all we know, this could just be to, like, hold us over, like, here's a little sprinkle, give us, like, I don't know, a year or so, and then here's just, like, a reign. What if they release a whole book of subclasses? You know how crazy that'd be fucking be?
That's what I'm sitting here waiting for, because it's taking them too damn long. Xanathar's came out, like, 2 years ago, dude.
I think that'd be game-breaking if they just came out with a whole book of nothing but subclass.
That's what they need to do. I want some more. I want a book that just adds a shit ton of new subclasses, some more cantrips, because the cantrips I feel get a little neglected, honestly.
Some coming from a heavy spell user, yeah. At some point, they're just not even worth.
There's like only 3 cantrips that you really want to go out of your way to get. 3 to 4. That's Eldritch Blast, because that's probably... Eldritch Blast is the best damage dealing cantrip in the game. It's force damage, so almost nothing resists it. It's one of the only cantrips where you make multiple attacks. It's not just it's a single attack that does more damage that die as you level up. No, as you level up, you get more attacks with it. And it deals a D10. That's the second highest damage die in the game. Eldritch Blast is the best damage cantrip. Spare the dying. Free making people not die. You don't even have to use a spell.
Free making people not die.
That's literally all. That's Spare the dying is so good. And then Minor Illusion. You're like your little multi-tool to make holograms.
Yeah.
Those are like the 3 that you really want to go everywhere to get. The cantrips need more love. We need more cantrips that provide way more utility and damage. So I want a book that's just...
We need to buff cantrips.
Well, no. But cantrips don't necessarily need to be buffed. Because here's the thing. You already have
I don't mean the, like, spells. I mean just cantrip as a whole. That's what I need.
What?
I don't know. Continue what you're saying.
But
I'll come up with what I'm trying to say in a second.
But, there's like subclasses that revolve around cantrip, like making cantrips more powerful. There's the evocation wizard. At a certain point, they get, even if people pass the saving throws made by cantrips, they still take half damage instead of no damage. Arcane domain clerics, they get to add their spellcasting modifier to their cantrips, making it as if they're attacking with a weapon. You've got basically cantrips, subclasses that do complement cantrips. We need more cantrip. We need larger variety in cantrips, so that they seem more appealing and more, you want to actually start using them. I just want a book that's dedicated to nothing but subclasses and cantrips.
I got stuck looking at the art.
Yeah. Peek behind the veil, since I want to show you something. Go to, real quick, go over here to creations. Let me see real quick. No, go over to game rules. Vehicles. Alright, so.
You want to go into detail what we're doing right now?
Yes, because
we are currently on D&D Beyond, going through rules about vehicles.
Okay, yeah, because here's the thing. My current campaign is about to be brought to an end. It's kind of in its last leg.
Yes.
It's last season, is what I call it.
I wonder. No, go away. I just wanted you to update. I don't want to play you. Go away.
But, once it gets done, the next campaign I'm going to start is going to be in a, sailing ships,
Piratey?
Yeah, it's going to be like it's a nautical themed campaign.
Like Black Flag?
Yeah, kind of.
Bet.
It's going to be, it's a nautical themed campaign setting. So, and as far as the ships, I'm going to be using these to try to give me an idea of how to make those ships in game. So yeah, I really like how that's a thing. How they just have and those are free. You don't have to pay to look at those. Now these you have to get the books, but those ships up there.
Have you tried?
Yes, I've tried.
I'm never really on this website.
I am on this website a lot.
I know.
Mostly because I'm checking up on Arcana, because they're the ones cranking out all the subclasses that are beautiful. In fact, here, go to Game Rules.
God damn it.
Go to Druid. One of the Druid Unearthed subclasses came out recently that I love. Circle of the Stars. Look at this shit. Start reading through it, because it's... You don't have to read through all of it. Just skim through it as, like, what they get to do.
What does that mean, starry form?
Basically, from what it describes, because it says your body takes a luminous star-like quality.
I kind of imagine it like Diablo 3 when the wizard goes into like that wizard form.
Yes,
stars.
Yes, they look like they look like the abyss of space, basically, with the little stars. That's basically what happens, and depending on which constellation you take on during that form, you can either heal people extra amount. You can make ranged radiant attacks. You throw bolts of radiant energy. And that's not technically casting a spell, so you can cast a spell and then do that. Or you can choose the dragon constellation, and you can treat any rolls for making concentration checks or wisdom or intelligence saving throws as 10s. So they will at least be 10s, if not higher.
Is that like before mods?
That's before mods.
Jesus Christ.
And then, I don't know if you caught this earlier, but if you go up real quick. Yeah, right here. Basically, you have your star map, which will be one of these things. And while you have your star map, a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, which should be your highest thing because you're a druid, you can cast Guiding Bolt or Augury, which I don't really know what that spell is. But Guiding Bolt's awesome because Guiding Bolt, that's 4d6 radiant damage, and the next attack is at advantage.
Jesus Christ.
That's a level 1 spell. But you only get to cast it a number of times equal to... Oh, that's divination. Shit, no wonder I don't know about it, because I'm not big on divination.
There's not a lot of good divination. Well, I mean, in the sense of...
So yeah, this is really cool. This is basically just a druid that focuses on space and stars.
Which is badass.
Right? This is why I love Unearthed Arcana. Go up to freaking, go to...
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Yeah. Now, let's see here. Go to, go to Rogue. And then go to the Soul Knife.
Oh.
I'm not as big of a fan on this one, but I do find it kind of cool.
Text break.
Oh. I actually need to take one too.
Okay. So live. We've become a D&D podcast.
Yeah, basically.
Terrifying blade. The fuck? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a back to the top button.
The Unearthed Arcana subclasses are insanely good.
Tribus. You know what? I'm gonna come back to this, otherwise we're gonna get too distracting. I'm gonna start reading stuff.
What's our time? 48.
Oh, we got a little bit.
Yeah, we got a little bit.
I just kicked the shit out of your chair and it really hurts. Oh my god. Ah. There's a fly.
A fly.
I cut Tucker's nails earlier. Tucker's my guinea pig. I cut his nails earlier for the first time and I felt really bad because he was sitting there squirming and
That looks like an engram from Destiny.
yeah, if only they looked that cool.
It's a legendary. Purple. It's no exotic.
Well, what do you want to talk about now, Justin?
Okay, because that got me thinking about Destiny. What is probably, out of all the video games you've played, what has had the most satisfying loot? As far as, like, when you find a pile of loot in that game, you're like, this is so sad. Like, this just feels good to find.
Oh, shit.
Because it's not my favorite, but I will say there was a odd, awesome feeling from Destiny. Whenever, like, just a pile of engrams would drop from something.
Yes.
Now, what would you say is your favorite?
I'm trying to think. I've played a lot of video games.
Diablo had finding loot in that was...
It was visually appealing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, what was the most, like, just finding the loot? It was like, man, this is so much good shit.
Not to be kind of like... What's the word? Like everybody else. I like Borderlands loot because it went boop, and then just
the rain of gun.
Like,
there was something always satisfying when you beat a boss and it just threw up just the sea of guns
and just everything. And then like when you picked up the guns, some of them like lower tier were like, oh, this is just another one of these. But when you pick up the guns and you use them, it's like, holy shit, there's actually something to this gun that's not just pew pew.
And I'll give Borderlands 3 credit. It had the best loot system out of all of them. It's just, its story was mediocre at best.
Borderlands 2.
No,
I liked the story the best.
No, yeah. Like, Borderlands 2 had the best story. You want to know why?
Huh?
Because it had the best villain.
Yep.
Borderlands 3 villain was 2 Twitch streamers that
Christ,
had daddy issues.
Which was fun. I thought it was funny, but...
Just because don't get me wrong, I found it funny too, but just because it's funny doesn't mean it's a good villain.
Yeah.
Handsome Jack was funny, but he was also a legitimately good villain.
Yeah.
Handsome Jack, I think, is the pinnacle of video game villains.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say... He would...
Give me some examples of better villains when it comes to their character, their motives, their past, their personality.
You ever played Destroy All Humans, bud? You're the villain in that.
That's not memorable.
Maybe not to you. Well, no shit. Now I'm trying to think because you say it's not memorable. Now I gotta find a game that's like memorable. Shit. What games have I played? You asked me, and just every game I've played is like, what's that? You played that? No, you didn't. No, you didn't play that at all.
It clearly wasn't memorable then.
No, that's just my memory. Hold on.
But, I mean, honestly, I can't think of any villains that... No, I can think of some that were as good as Handsome Jack, but there was none that were better.
Now you got me really thinking. Like this is
about video game villains?
This is gonna be one of these things where like I'm gonna text you at like 2:00 in the morning. I got it. Shit, what games have I played?
Gandalf, I'd say, is on par. Here's the thing. He lacks in the whole personality department, but he makes up for that in the lore that surrounds him and the fact that he is this too angry to die warlord of black magic, where even a holy weapon that was meant to kill him was stabbed through him. He just ripped through the freaking restraints, grabbed said sword that was meant to kill him, pulled it out, and just crushed the head of the guy that shoved the sword at him.
Wait, what? Who did you say it was?
Ganondorf.
You said Gandalf first. I was like,
no, I said Ganondorf.
I swear to God, you said Gandalf at first, and I was like,
hold
on, that doesn't it doesn't sound right.
Don't you remember the most iconic villain? Gandalf? From Sauron's point of view, Gandalf was evil. But Ganondorf is up there.
Shit, man, I can't remember video games.
General Shepard, I don't think is on the same level, but he was memorable. He was like a B tier villain. He was not the... Oh my God, you were looking...
I have to look it up because it's killing me that...
Why is Tom Nook on the list of villains?
We're not going to go into the Joker. That's a whole nother category.
That's not... But he wasn't... That doesn't count because he wasn't video game first. He was... Like, I'm talking about villains that their origins lie within video games, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he was a comic book villain first. I still can't get over that.
He's the top one. That's funny. I like GLaDOS.
GLaDOS was good. GLaDOS was very good.
I wouldn't say she was better than...
I'd say she's on par.
I wouldn't say on par. I mean, she just has the simple backstory of, oh, humans created me, so I kill humans.
Here's the thing, though. They can make up for their lack in one area. Like I said, Ganondorf made up for his lack of personality in the lore behind him and his just ferocity that he displays in cutscenes and in the lore.
Her humor was out of the fuck.
And that's what her thing was. Every villain has like their go-to thing.
Go away. No. What is this? Hold on.
You got ads at the wazoo.
Turn off your ad blocker. Join. Wait. What?
Just hit.
Fuck you.
You had no options.
It didn't give me options.
It was either A, do it, or
turn it off.
It was literally A, do it, or B, do it.
Bastard. I mean, yeah. I've stumbled onto something.
He's not an effective villain, but he is a lovable villain.
He is a lovable villain. I don't know what I've stumbled onto here.
This is
kind of crazy. Hold on, what's this? What happens if you click on it? Oh, it takes you to their entire everything.
Yeah.
This is cool. It's an entire villain wiki. What? Alice Angel.
Look at how many Adolf Hitlers there are. There's Adolf Hitler from
Zombie
Download.
Army.
There's Adolf Hitler from the Zombie Army trilogy. There's Adolf Hitler from Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
So many Adolf Hitlers.
Alice Angel. You don't know her, but fuck her. Do you know Alice Angel?
No.
Angel? It's a bendy thing.
That chick looks familiar.
Who? That?
Yeah.
That's an anime villain.
Yeah, I don't know where I've seen them from, but that looks familiar for some reason.
I don't think these are who we think we are.
Yeah, we're looking for
Bowser.
Sephiroth. Sephiroth was really good. I'm not gonna lie, Sephiroth was probably on par with Handsome Jack.
I don't remember who that was.
Did you ever?
Is that a Final Fantasy character?
Yeah. Did you ever play Final Fantasy?
Not really. I'm not really a big Final Fantasy fan.
I only played 7. Final Fantasy 7 is the only one I hate that. I hate so much that that's there.
Joker?
Yes.
Yeah, but, you got to think about people.
I don't care how many edgy teenagers like him, alright?
Oh, look, there's Handsome Jack right there, bud.
Yeah, he earned that spot. He deserved it.
I don't know. I haven't seen him outside of that. Silence of the Lambs. Oh, movies. I was like, what?
Yes, and that was a book before it was a movie.
Arceus? He's not technically a villain. He's a god who thinks he knows better than everybody else because he's a god.
Don't even know what the fuck that is.
Arceus?
Yeah.
The Pokemon god.
I don't play Pokemon.
Hold on, bud. I got you. I know you've seen him around. Everybody's at least seen him. The horse-looking thing? That guy?
Why is it wearing a hula hoop?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
There he is again.
It's Tom Nook.
The worst villain of all. He's a raccoon with nothing but pure evil in his heart and gold in his pockets. And his name is Tom Nook. This summer.
How powerful?
20. Okay, hold on. What the fuck is that? Super strength?
I don't know.
When was that a metric
I don't.
form? When was the... That makes me visibly angry.
You think Kratos is technically a villain?
Kratos is an anti-hero.
Fair enough. That guy, I can't remember his fucking name right now.
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn, he's cool.
He's a Chad. That's what he is. He's the Chad of villains. He has no substance, but goes off of nothing but being bulky and strong and look at my muscles.
Albert Wesker.
Oh, Wesker, I'd say he's up there.
It's pretty damn good. Fuck, can't remember his name.
That's not Xananort.
No.
Which one's that?
I can't fucking remember. It's killing me.
But Xananort would also be a pretty good one. Ow!
No! No! No!
My ear. But no, Xehanort would be one, I'd say.
Yeah. Because, like, that whole...
I don't know what that is, but yeah, no. I'd say he's among the best video game villains.
Cause like that motherfucker is like, I'm gonna go back in time and create all these time loops just in case I fuck up, and then all these time loops are gonna make time loops of people, and then there's gonna be backups of backups of backups of backups.
But then the Heartless,
they're the backups of the backup, and it's like, what did you just do?
And if the Heartless don't work, then I've got the Nobodies. That man.
And if the Nobodies don't work, then my clones from the past and the alternate realities of me.
That man's level of preparation knew no bounds.
He was ready for everything. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like on that level of amazing video game villains. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
You want to go over what we talked about?
Yeah, we talked about the virus.
Hitler again.
Wait,
did we start off with Hitler? I think we started off. No, we started with the virus
because there was a PSA. We did a PSA. This is the first. This contained the first official Walk Without the Talk PSA.
Satan from Diablo. Diablo from Diablo.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Diablo is just Satan. Shut up.
Yeah, we talked about the virus. We talked about Hitler. We talked about D&D. We talked about video game villains, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, that fly is carrying a tiny hair.
It is.
Motherfucker. Don't smack my computer.
We'll see you next time, folks.
Leave the fly alone.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're going to break something.
I will.
Oh, you gotta have the last